Good morning, students. So, today I will start the second lecture of heat transfer. So, let us recapitulate about the previous lecture, what I have told. So, last day we have seen the introduction of heat transfer. Then we have learned about conduction, convection, radiation, the three modes of heat transfer. Then I have given you one example that how to get the feeling how this transfers happens, or how this heat transfers happens rather. And also I have told you about the Fourier's law of conduction, that is Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. Then I have derived one three-dimensional heat conduction equation in the Cartesian coordinate system. So now from today I will start about some derivations of or applications of these conduction equations for both Cartesian system as well as cylindrical system. So let us start. Okay. So last day we have derived this equation, that is the general heat conduction equation in the Cartesian coordinate system. So the equation was the divergence of K divergence T plus Qg is equal to rho C dt by d tau. So already I have explained each of the terms. Now let us see the general heat conduction equation in the cylindrical coordinate system. So I have already written what is the heat conduction equation in the cylindrical coordinate system. So look at over there, dt d2t by dr2 plus 1 by r dt by dr plus 1 by r square del square t by del phi square plus del square t by del z square plus qg by k is equal to 1 by alpha del t by del tau. So you can remember what is, you can understood what is the nomenclature is. This is the temperature, this is the radius, this is the angle, and this is the length. Okay, so you know all these terms. Okay, so now in today's class I will use this equation and I will try to find out what is the equation when the heat is transferred across a plane wall, a normal wall. Okay, across the normal wall. Okay, so the heat will transfer across this wall. So let us take this wall is, this is the wall, and the length is L, and the length is L. Okay, now at this portion, the temperature is T1 and this temperature is T2, and heat is transferring from this portion to this. That means heat is transferring across this direction, Okay, now we will consider the area as A. Now you have to understood what is the area. So whenever I was describing the last day, just a small section I will take like this. So whenever if heat is flowing along this direction, so the area will be the perpendicular area perpendicular along the direction of flow. So here also you can get the feeling that the area we are taking, which is fixed, which is not dependent on length, which is fixed, it is the perpendicular area along the direction of the heat. Okay, now this is one dimensional heat flow, or 1D I can say. So here there will be no y direction term, no z direction terms, and we have to consider that this heat flow is steady. That heat flow is steady. That means it is time invariant. Okay, so this is the condition 1, condition 2. Now we'll get to the condition 3. So there is no internal heat generation. So Qg is equal to 0. Okay, now let us get back to this equation, this previous equation. So I'm elaborating these divergence terms. So if we elaborate this divergence term, so it will come del t by del x2 plus del 2t by del y2 plus del 2t del j2. And one more thing I just forgot to jot down, that is the material is isotropic. That means k is constant along all the directions. So it will come Qg by k is equal to rho c del t by del tau. So it is a general equation. Now as this is one dimensional flow, so there is no y term, no z term. Now the heat flow is steady, so it is time invariant, that is 0. Now no internal heat generation and material is isotropic, so k is not equals to 0, Qg is equal to 0, so this total term is 0. So as k not equals to 0 and Qg is equal to 0, so Qg by k is equal to 0. So the term is coming by del x2 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is one dimensional heat conduction equation. So this is a plane wall, so the heat flow will be one dimensional. Now what is x? Let us say heat is flowing in this direction, so here x is equal to 0 at this end where the temperature is T1, and after this length this is L where the temperature is T2. Okay, so I can say at x is equal to 0 temperature is T1, and at x is equal to L temperature is T2. Okay, now we'll integrate this equation. So let us make the integration. So after the first integration we will get that del x of del t del x is equal to 0. So after integrating this we will get del t by del x is equal to c1. Now again if we do the integration, so it will be del t is equal to c1 del x. So if we integrate this equation, it will come t is equal to c1x plus c2. So the temperature profile is coming like this: T is equal to C1x plus C2. Now we have to find out the value of C1 and C2. So how will get the find out C1 and C2? We'll put these two conditions. Okay, these boundary conditions. Okay, so let us put the boundary conditions. So when x is equal to 0, t is equal to t1. So I can say t is equal to c1 into 0 plus c2. So c2 is coming as t1. Similarly, when x is equal to L, t is equal to t2. So let us put the value. T2 is equal to c1 L plus c2 we have got as t1. So let us put the value. So c1 is coming t2 minus t1 by L. So we have got the value of c1, we have got the value of c2. So let us put these two values in this equation. So t is coming t2 minus t1 by L into x plus t1. So this is the temperature profile what we will get in the plane wall. So as you can compare this equation, look at this term. This term is fixed, it is constant, and this term is also fixed. So I can say t is equal to y is equal to mx plus c. So you are getting the equation of a straight line where y is the t, m is the slope and c is the constant. So here y is t, m is equal to t2 minus t1 by L, and c is t1. So that line will get, it is a straight line. That means the temperature profile we will get, it is a straight line with a negative slope, because the temperature is decreasing as T1 is greater than T2. As T1 is greater than T2, because we know heat only flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. That's why heat is flowing from this direction to this direction, as T1 is greater than T2. Okay, so now we have got the equation as T is equal to T2 minus T1 by L into X plus T1. Now we will apply the Fourier laws of conduction to get the heat flow rate. So Q we know is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. So we can write Q is equal to minus Ka d dx of t, d dx of t. What is the value of t? It is T2 minus T1 by L into X plus T1. So it is coming Q dot is equal to minus Ka T2 minus T1 by L. So as T2 is less than T1, so this term will come negative. So what we will do? T2 is greater than less than T1. So what we will do? We will take a minus sign out of there. T1 minus T2. So it will come, because Q will never be a negative value. It will be always a positive value. So Q is equal to plus Ka T1 minus T2 by L, or I can say Q is equal to T1 minus T2 by L by Ka. So this is the equation of heat flow along a plane wall. Okay, so along a plane wall the conduction equation is this. It is very much important. So Q dot is equal to T1 minus T2 by L by Ka. Now we will do some analysis. Okay, now we know that from the electrical equation V is equal to R into I. Okay, what is V? V is the voltage difference because of which the current is flowing, and R is the resistance. Now if we compare these two equations, we will get, look at over there, Q dot is equal to T1 minus T2 or by L by Ka, or we can say del T by L by Ka. Now you can see why this heat transfer is taking place, because of this temperature difference, So if we compare these two equations, we will get that because of this temperature difference the heat transfer is taking place. So similarly if we compare with this, so we can say V by R. So because of this voltage difference this current flow occurs. So we are getting the similarity between I and Q and V as del T. So similarly we can say R has similarity with L by Ka. What was R in the electrical analogy? It was the resistance. Similarly in the heat analogy we will get L by Ka as the heat resistance or thermal resistance. So it is denoted as RTH, which is L by Ka. So you can say Q dot is equal to del T by RTH. So is a thermal resistance. So RTH is nothing but L by Ka. Now this thermal resistance, look at over there, dependent on the length, which is directly proportional, then dependent on the thermal conductance and the area of the plane wall. Okay, now we have done this analysis for plane wall, just like this. It is flowing from this direction to this, and here K is constant, here is constant, so we are getting this. Now what happens if the wall is composite? Wall is composite like this. Wall is composite like this. Let us consider area is constant. Area is constant throughout all the length. So here the length is L1, here the length is L2, here the length is L3. Okay, so the heat is flowing with a constant rate Q dot. Here the temperature is T1, T2, T3, T4. So heat is transferring along this composite wall from this direction to this, where we have defined length and different thermal conductivity K1, K2 and K3. So we are getting defined length and different thermal conductivity. So we are considering the area is same. You can consider the area can be different. Okay. Now in this portion the temperature is T1. This portion the temperature is T4. So what will be the analogy? Let us understand. So heat is flowing through a constant rate of Q dot. So Q dot, we know for the first case it is T1 minus T2 L1 by K1 into A, or we can say T1 minus T2 by RTH1. Okay, so what will be T1 minus T2? So it is coming T1 minus T2 is equal to K dot multiplied by RTH1. Okay, so similarly I can say T2 minus T3 is equal to Q dot into RTH2, T3 minus T4 Q dot into RTH3. Okay, so if we add these three, so this term will cut down. It is coming T1 minus T4 is equal to Q dot plus RTH1 plus RTH2 plus RTH3. So we can say from here T1 minus T4 by R is equal to Q dot, or you can say this one as del T. So what is R? R is equal to RTH1 plus TH2 plus RTH3, and we know what is the value of RTH1, RTH2 and RTH3. Now if we get the similarity with the electrical analogy, we can consider like this. If this is the electrical circuit, then it is like this. So we can say that it follows the electrical analogy. It is RTH1, RTH2, RTH3. So if the walls are in the series, then the equation of R, the net resistance, is nothing but the summation of all the resistance, just like your electrical analogy. But if the wall is parallel like this. So what will happen? The same as electrical analogy, it is RTH1, this is RTH2. So it will be considered as same electrical analogy, just like the connection is parallel. So this is T1, this is T2, this is RTH1, this is RTH2. So it will be 1 by R is equal to 1 by RTH1 plus 1 by RTH2. Okay, so the equation will be same. Q is equal to del T by R, del T by R. So if this is a composite section, then we will use this. So in the first case, if the bars are in series, then it will be R, it will be the summation of all the individual resistance. But if it is parallel, then it will be a summation of the reciprocals of all the resistance. And the equation is like this: 1 by R is equal to 1 by RTH1 plus 1 by RTH2. Right? Now suppose the heat is flowing in this manner. If the heat is flowing in this manner, so here we have a hot fluid, and here it is a cold fluid, and in between we have a wall. So the heat transfer is taking place from the hot fluid to cold fluid. So we know that in the fluid the convection is predominant over conduction. Convection is predominant over convection. But in the wall, solid wall, the conduction is predominant over convection. So here convection will happen, here conduction will happen. Suppose here the temperature is THF, hot fluid. Here the temperature is T1, the temperature is T2, TH, cold fluid. So what will happen? So the first heat will come over here, then it is transferred, then it will be transferred to the cold fluid. So what will be the equation? Okay, so now we know Q is equal to HF into A into THF minus T1. So what will be THF minus T1? THF minus T1 is nothing but Q dot into 1 by HF into A. Similarly here T1 minus T2, it will be Q dot into L by Ka. Similarly for cold fluid, it will come T2 minus THC is equal to Q dot into 1 by HC into A. HC into A. So A is in the denominator. Okay, so if we add all these three, it will come, this will cut down. So THF minus THC is equal to Q dot into 1 by HF into A plus L by Ka plus 1 by HC into A. Okay, so what will be the Q dot? it will become THF minus THC by 1 by HF into A plus L by Ka plus 1 by Hc into A. So this is the equation if heat is transferring from hot fluid to cold fluid, if the heat is transferring from hot fluid to cold fluid through a plane wall. Okay, so we have seen today the three different equations. That is, first equation was like this was the conduction equation, and from here what we have seen, we have derived one equation of temperature profile along the plane wall. Once more time I am telling that it is a transfer of heat through a plane wall, which is considered as 1D. And what are the boundary conditions? The boundary conditions are at x is equal to 0, t is equal to t1, and at x is equal to L, t is equal to t2, and we have derived the total equation like this. Then we have seen that this is for a plane wall. This is for a plane wall, and the equation is del T by L by Ka, or Q is equal to del T by R into Th. Then we have seen the electrical analogy. So remember this electrical analogy very well, because in the next class I will solve some equations and some problems with the help of this analogy. Okay, so here we can say that the length is different, the conductivity is different, but here I have considered A is the same, but you can consider A as the change. You can vary this A, and if you vary this A, this value of RTH will change, but the analogy will remain same. If the walls are in series, then it will be added, and if the walls are parallel, it will follow the similar manner just like your electrical analogy. So the resistance will be the summation of the reciprocals of all the resistances, thermal resistances. Okay, then we have seen the equations of when the heat is flowing from hot fluid to cold fluid. So this is Q is equal to THF minus THC, that is del T, that will be considered as del T. Then the reciprocal of 1 by HF into A plus L by Ka plus L by AC into A. Now we can consider that the resistance you can consider as R HF hot fluid is 1 by HF into A, and the resistance in the cold fluid it is C, hot fluid, cold fluid, it is 1 by HC into A. So we have to remember. Then we can say that Q dot is equal to del T by RHF plus RTH plus RCF. That means the resistance due to hot fluid plus resistance due to the plane wall and resistance due to the cold fluid. Now this wall may be composite. This wall may be composite like this, whatever it is, may be composite like this. So it will follow the same analogy. Just like if this is the wall, so we can consider each one as the individual resistance, just like this. So if we convert this resistance into analogy, it will come just like this. Same as the electrical analogy. So I am just converting this electrical analogy. So we have divided into the composite system. So it is, if it is RTH1, RTH2, RTH3, RTH4, so this RTH will come, 1 by RTH will come 1 by RTH1 plus RTH2 plus 1 by RTH3 plus RTH4. So this is the general equations we are following, just like the using the electrical analogy. Okay, today's lecture is up to this much. Thank you.